Welcome back to Tabletop 24, welcome back to the UKGE show floor. I'm here with Benji from Osprey Games. Obviously you're fairly regular at these events now.
We're back, it's like third year, I think, third year.
So, obviously, some of the lines that you bring out, something that we obviously really enjoy. So, Undaunted's ones we've been playing through that we've enjoyed. Imperium is also another favourite of ours. So, there's new stuff for both of those things.
Oh yeah. So, here at the show, we are celebrating all things Imperium. We've got Imperium Horizons that came out in February. So we're kind of bringing that out for the first time in the public to the UK. We haven't actually demoed it here, so this is the first time we've done that. Very excited, but today is the first time that I've managed to take a copy of Undaunted 2200 from our office in the vault and open it up so that everyone can see it. So this here in our glass cabinet is the very first time it's been out in the public. This is our take on the Undaunted system that people have been asking for like 4 years. So when we released Normandy, people were really excited by the idea of what a war game deck builder could be, the idea of adding cards into a war game skirmish kind of situation. This basically is what people were asking for, which is we want to see what it could do when we aren't tied into a historical setting. And David and Trevor, the designers, have been really excited to be able to build their own worlds, create their own factions, create their own stories. Roland McDonald is back on this one. He's done these amazing illustrations to create whole new literal worlds, sci-fi worlds. But as well as just the world building, the sci-fi allows us to do some stuff we haven't been able to do before. So Callisto, for the first time, has mechs. It's got big vehicles, so beyond just tanks, you can now have enormous drills that you can pilot. It's just enormous robots that your gunner crews get to pilot. It's really fun. We also, for the first time, have player boards. So we have these map boards. The box comes with 4 map boards that are double-sided, which means that, unlike the other Undaunteds, setup is basically immediate.
Yeah.
The map boards, you put them down, the boards tell you with a UI, like a video game would, how you set the game up with tokens, and you just get playing. So you don't have to fiddle through looking for certain tiles. It's really good for new players who maybe haven't played Undaunted before.
Yep.
Other than that, we also have these height dice. So now, if you're king of the hill and your mech is on top of an enormous bridge, you can have the power position and shoot down, and you get advantage. So you roll bigger dice, and if you're at the bottom of that bridge shooting up, you roll worse dice. So it changes the system quite a lot, because it means that cover from things like buildings is really not as important as it was, because whilst it's great to have cover from being shot, it's much better to be rolling D12s instead of D6s.
Yeah. So and that's what I can see there. Yeah. So obviously you got that 4-point swing on the D. So yeah, definitely advantageous to take that king of the hill.
It's good stuff. The box is also rammed as well. We showed you guys Daunted Stalingrad last year, I think. Year before. Stalingrad was a big chunky boy. It's a heavy box, a lot of tiles. We've learned that people want to get as much game in as possible, but Undaunted Callisto, whilst it's slightly thinner, is actually nearly as heavy as Stalingrad is. So this box is 100% capacity. The insert inside has no extra breathing room. It's literally round. The thing is really, really heavy, and we're excited for people to see it. It's great.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Obviously, it's one that we've been quite excited. Me and Brian have been playing through Battle of Britain, which was fantastic. It was another twist on the sort of Undaunted system.
So if you like the spaceships and stuff like that, the aeroplanes. Sorry, did I say spaceships? I don't think I'm spoiling anything.
No, maybe not.
Who knows?
Yeah, okay, cool. So what else have we got there here this weekend?
So this weekend, so that's for September, that's our September release we're previewing. The other thing we're previewing is War Story. So David Thompson, who worked on Undaunted, this is his new game for the year. He's working with Dave Neal, who worked on some of the Sherlock Holmes consulting detective games. This is our choose your own adventure game. It is a cross between an exit room choose your own adventure game and a war game. So it basically is like a spy action thriller is what we're calling it. It is a game that you as a group cooperatively choose your operatives and you go through a spy mission in France. It is historically inspired, but it is all fiction, so all the places are made up. But the actual encounter itself has these top secret envelopes. You're going through these espionage missions, making choices collaboratively. You don't roll any dice, it's all about where you position people. So you might be sneaking into a building, and depending on where you put your operatives, which operatives are where, what equipment you pack them with, depends on what the cards will tell you need to do. So if this, go there, if this, go there, and you go through this network of a choose your own adventure. We've got these books, these thick storybooks, and they are filled with the most complex choose-your-own-adventure webs of story. It's really fun, it's very thematic, it's very unlike Undaunted. Like, we're actually bringing so much more story into it. And the exciting thing is, it basically has no setup time. You get these books out, you start reading the first entries, you don't need to learn how to play, the game will teach you how to play. You can get playing immediately because you start reading and it will just teach you every piece as you go. So we're really excited to be able to get new players into the hobby because you literally can open this up and get going. Also, the choose your own adventure thing is great to collaboratively bring for like an evening. So we're hoping that like families and playgroups will play this as like a big weekend kind of session, something they can get around and play collaboratively rather than playing something that's a bit more heads up.
Brilliant, fantastic. And where can people get hold of that?
So that's going to be available in October. We'll have both of these, cross fingers, will be demoed at Gen Con this summer. We'll also have demos of War Story at Essenspiel later this year. And we're hoping both of them will be available to purchase in limited supply at Essen, depending on how many we can physically carry ourselves to the show in Indianapolis.
Fantastic.
So those are these two, and I have two secret previews at the bottom, if I have time.
Go for it.
Okay, so later in the year, we have Battalion. We have a exciting new development team who've been working with us for the last year or so, and they've brought in new projects that are unlike anything else we've had before. Okay. Luke, our developer, has been working on Battalion, which is like a table battler game. So it's a combat game where you have a what-if Total War style scenario. What if the Carthaginians fought the Romans? What if the Greeks fought, like, that kind of thing? You bring war elephants, you bring your legionnaires, all that kind of thing. You create these like units that slot together as little tiles. They're very satisfying. And it's like a lane battler game, basically, where you're not only trying to battle your opponent's lanes, but you're also trying to keep the morale. So the idea is like you're trying to keep your group together without them just kind of being too scared and frightened to run in different directions. It's very cool. Finally, yesterday we announced, what day is it today?
Friday today.
Okay, so 2 days ago. Wednesday we announced Katmai. Katmai, the Bears of Brooks River, is our upcoming game for February. It is a lane battler game, but it is a lane battler game where you play as bears fishing for salmon in the Brooks River. So we've been working with the Katmai Conservancy in Alaska. There's this thing called Fat Bear Week. You know what Fat Bear Week is? Okay, so once every year, there's this event called Fat Bear Week where using webcams, this place in Katmai in Alaska, you watch via webcams to see which bears in their actual real life park eat the most salmon and gorge themselves and become the fattest. And people like nickname them and vote for who they think will win in the summer. The bears in our game are all named and illustrated to sort of after those actual bears. We've been working with the park to make sure everything fits right. But basically it's this really accessible lane battler game where you're playing bears to a lane and trying to sort of fight for dominance over the salmon in your lane. Again, it's really quick to get to the table, but also it's got the most beautiful art that we have created. It's really, really cute. We'll have that available at PAX to demo for the first time. And to be honest, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to print some of the bears up really big because like one of the bears is called 747. He's enormous, those big hulky beasts. They're great, it's a real fun game.
Yeah, different type of theme, but
exactly.
Mechanics we may have seen somewhere else, but
exactly.
That different theme, that different sort of how is this going to work? And,
yep.
Yeah,
and it's something that for us, like we're all about trying to bring as many people into the hobby as possible. And what we want is our line of games to represent loads of different kinds of gaming. So we can put out games like Battalion for your more hardcore, like wargamey kind of historical audience. We can also put out stuff like Katmai where we've got like fun, cute bears.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
something for everyone.
Let's be honest, the core product range is always around conflict and battles and stuff like that. But then you've also got these things that sort of drift off, like Cryptid.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly.
These evergreen titles that are really good for like board game cafes, really good to get people who maybe haven't played board games before to sit down and like inspire them.
Yeah. So as always, a good slate of games that are coming up for the rest of the year. So
thank you very much.
Thank you again once again.
Always a pleasure.
Check out the other videos that we got from the convention and we'll catch you next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.